this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half, 14-6 and up.
This week's Key On Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Celebrate Cleveland boys and girls high school basketball at the Cleveland Basketball Classic. Admissions is $16 daily for all games that day. All games will be held at Baldwin Wallace University at Earth Spring Gymnasium over Thanksgiving weekend of 2025. The goal of this event is to honor the best of Cleveland basketball's past while putting the spotlight on today's Cleveland area high schools.
Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Kathy is a multi-million-dollar top producer in Northeast Ohio. She strives to give all her clients the best knowledge and support through each phase of the home buying and selling process. Give her a call or send her a text at 330-242-0377 to get started today. You can email her at kathydressrealtor@gmail.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room or any room look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best, so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lougrassotax.com for more info.
OCD Home Solutions offers a wide range of services to fit your needs, including a concierge-level moving assistance, from sorting and packing to space planning and unpacking. They'll make sure your move is seamless and stress-free, whether you're relocating across town or transporting a loved one to a smaller home. Their team takes care of the details so you can focus on what matters the most. You can reach them today at www.ocdhomesolutions.com or book them by calling 216-299-3181 for a free consultation by mentioning Key On Sports when you contact them.
Riley's Irish Bakery. The absolute best bakery and comfort food selection you will find on the west side of town. Located in the heart of Fairview, this incredible family-run business is your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the freshest ingredients to create classic Irish baked goods and savories. They are located at 22570 Lorraine Road in Fairview.
Westside Family Dentistry is conveniently located near Detroit Avenue. Their professionals know that dental health is not just about white smiles, it's about having strong teeth and healthy gums. It's about prolonging the simple joy of eating delicious things. Their mission is to help their patients accomplish these goals in a painless, compassionate, and effective way. You can visit them at 18611 Detroit Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hand.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hand.
Tonight, Wadsworth travels to Medina in the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
Live from Ken Duke Stadium in beautiful Medina, Ohio, it is the Cement Mason Local 404 Union pregame show, and it's the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week now for Week 3, as the Wadsworth Grizzlies have traveled in to take on the Medina Battling Bees. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me is Dom Clary, and you'll be hearing from him soon. Brandon Marvel joining us tonight as well. Band getting out there, starting to get ready, folks. They do start playing the anthem. We'll be sure to cut to that for you. But before we get going, Dom, how you feeling tonight?
Excited to be back out here. It's one of our favorite press boxes. It's beautiful. It's open air. We have it pretty much to ourselves. We have Wadsworth coaches with us as well, media. So it's always a good time in the Medina press box and always a good time on the field as well. It's a beautiful stadium. Both crowds showed up today, and I can't wait for some Friday night football with you folks here tonight.
Absolutely. So again, great matchup on tap for us tonight. Let's start with Wadsworth. 2-0 on the season so far. It seems like they picked up right where they left off from last year. I want to say it's about 28 lettermen that they ended up bringing back. So all that considered, Dom, keys to victory, players to watch, both brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. What do you got for us?
Yeah, let's start with Wadsworth first. It's their quarterback, Bryson Hall. He's only a sophomore, 317 yards last week, 3 touchdowns versus New Albany. This kid is good, and he's young. They have a high-powered offensive attack because of him. Excited to see what he can do. And they have a few others as well. Calix Lump, he's an athlete going the Air Force commit. 21 scholarships offered.
And
this
Dom,
kid's
not
stellar.
to cut you off, we're
Go
going to
ahead.
switch over to the anthem, folks. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Sandage, and Sandage said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm.
And thanks for rejoining us, folks. An excellent performance by the Medina Marching Band. We just got done previewing the Wadsworth Grizzlies, but before we wrap that up, our very own Brandon Marvel caught up with Wadsworth head coach Justin Todd. Pregame. See what he had to say.
Here with Coach Justin Todd of the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Coach, starting off this season 2-0, coming into an atmosphere here at Medina. How do you guys continue to stay calm?
Just got to do our thing. We've had a really good week of practice, and so football games are won Monday through Thursday in your preparation. So as long as we come out and we execute, we play hard, we do the fundamentals right, we'll give ourselves a chance to be successful.
You guys have had a very explosive offense so far this year, as well as a dominant defense. How do you guys continue to roll that momentum into this week?
Well, again, I don't want to sound cliche, but it's about doing the little things right. It's about reading your keys. It's about going speed to power, transitioning into that, and it's about being great team tacklers.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach, and good luck to you.
You got it. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Brandon Marvel, and again to Coach Justin Todd for taking some time with us. Now the Medina Battling Bees, 1-1 coming into this one. A little bit of a disappointing season last year, but returning a lot of guys. Again, keys to victory, players to watch, brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. Dom, what do you got for us?
Yeah, no, a player to look for. It's quarterback. It's the junior, River Bloomquist. Looking out for him, number 19. See what he can do today. And he has some options. Sidney Lloyd, Brian Witcher, Kellen Hathaway. 3 players to look for. I mean, it's no secret that Medina, they love having 3 wide receivers that can be dominant across the field. We saw it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 4 years ago when guys like Danny Stoddard were throwing the ball and Drew Allard were throwing the ball. And the reason why they were so successful is because they had such a good wide receiver core. They believe that they have that next core here today, and it's those 3. I believe that they can make an impact. And on the defensive end, Cliff Nicholson, he's a senior defensive end. He's had a hip injury of recent, but he is a locker room junkie. Brandon, expect for him, if they want to win this game, he needs to make an impact immediately if that hip injury isn't bothering him.
All right, thank you, Dom. And one more time, let's throw it back to Brandon Marvel. He's able to catch up with Medina head coach Larry Lade.
Coach Larry Laird of the Medina Bees. Coach, you guys have faced 2 tough opponents to start off the year. Came out splitting those games. You're 1-1. Nothing's changing here. Another tough team, but you're here at home. So how do you guys expect to perform tonight from the hometown faithful?
Yeah, it's always exciting to get back to Ken Duke Stadium. For us, we've started off okay the first 2 games. We've got to finish drives. I mean, that's really what it is. We've really moved the football, but we've got to finish drives, and obviously we've got to stop some people.
And building off that, last week, despite the loss, you still outgained Hoover from the line of scrimmage offensively. How do you, like you said, just finish off those drives and just get more points up on the board for your team?
Yeah, we got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, it comes down to FIPS, fumbles, interceptions, penalties. First week, we were first and goal at the 5 with 20 seconds to go and 2 timeouts, and we had 2 straight penalties. So, I mean, little things like that we've got to clean up.
Now, Wadsworth comes in with a very explosive offense. How do you guys plan to at least slow them down?
I hope the lights go out. No, no, they're very well coached and very good football team. They've got some experience out there. They're fast, they're big, and but it's a county rival, and we'll get after it.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Blair. Thank you to Brandon Marvel, who again you'll be hearing from on the broadcast with us tonight. But folks, that'll do it for the Cement Mason Local 404 pregame show. When we come back, it's kickoff. Wadsworth Grizzlies at the Medina Battling Bees. Keon Sports Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Sandage, and Sandage said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane broke it, and it's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. In Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns.
And we're getting ready for kickoff here live from Ken Duke Stadium in Medina, Ohio. Wadsworth Grizzlies visiting, taking on the Medina Battling Bees. Medina will receive to start things off today. Green uniforms, white helmets. Wadsworth matching the energy of the Medina student section white out there, and all whites today. Red accents.
Wisconsin-esque with the number font. Wadsworth.
What was that again?
Wisconsin-esque.
Constant-esque?
Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Good Lord, Brandon.
We're off to a great start here. Kickoff is up, and we are underway. Bounces at the 20-yard line and goes through the legs of the returner, still inbounds, has to get picked up, and he's brought down short of the 10-yard line. Sidney Lloyd eventually got back there to pick it up. He was not the first man to the ball, and Medina going to be deep in their own territory to start things off. The offense makes their way out for the first time today, led by junior quarterback River Bloomquist.
And that's one of those little things that the Wadsworth coach talked about pregame, Justin Todd. He talked about the little things, but it's just as important for both sides to get the little things done. And muffing a kickoff is one of those little things that just doesn't go noticed very much until it actually happens.
All right, Bloomquist ready. That signature shotgun formation for Medina. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 man now coming in motion. Snap. It's going to be a quick throw, nearly tipped, and he's brought down nearly in his own end zone. Sidney Lloyd there on the reception. Quick little wide receiver screen, but Wadsworth all over that one.
Yeah, you know, they love those quick action bubble screens coming in and having people block downfield. But when you have only 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers in the box, Wadsworth are quick to go to it. They are prepped for this offense from Medina that loves passing the ball.
Dangerous territory. 2nd and 14 on their own 3. Shotgun again for Medina. Quick throw to the other side of the field. Receivers got it, but brought down for no gain. So a little more receiving room now for the Bees. That time, Beckett Vogren on the reception. But it's going to be 3rd and long. Still in their own territory. And again, Medina always operates out of the shotgun. Rarely do they run any kind of halfback look. And this is the one area of the field where that might come to hurt you. 3rd and 14. No gain on that. Bloomquist deep in his own end zone. He's going to look to throw up the middle of the field, and that's knocked down. A flag on the field, though. Calix Lemp in there to break it up, but this looks like it might be going against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Brandon. I think he got him at the right time, but it's hard to tell from up here. Ref has a better angle at it. They have better view. It's hard to agree, hard to disagree, but got to say, I thought he timed it up well. I thought that was a good hit. Wasn't head-to-head. Made contact with the ball as well. So, again, hard to tell from up here. But Wadsworth doing a good job with their defense. They're making them push the ball deep from 3rd and long. Doing a good job so far.
Fresh set of downs now for the Battling Bees. High snap, quick throw out to the far side. Receivers got some room, making his way up. Brought down. Short of the first down.
So that is... They just ran a Canadian football play where they had their wide receivers back, can't do forward motion, but they give them a forward start. Look at this. They look like the Toronto Argonauts where they have 2 players 10 yards, 15 yards back? I've never seen anything like this in American football.
2nd down, the snap is bobbled but picked up by Bloomquist. Going to get dropped for no gain there, but nearly disaster for the Battling Bees. Loses a yard. We're going to call that 3rd and 5 now for Medina.
You know, football allows you to be creative, right? But you don't have to do the same things, same creative stuff everyone else is doing. You can innovate in your own way, and that's what Medina does. I love to see it on offense.
Bloomquist ready, another quick throw. Receivers got it, has a little bit of room, has the first down. Knocked out of bounds, but once again, Sidney Lloyd with the reception, and that's a new set of downs for the Battling Bees.
How can we make up for not running the ball, right? Get your talented guys out in space, get them to the boundary, let them get 3, let them get 4, and hey, who knows? Maybe they can break something big. They have the talent to do so, and they have the quarterback that can find his guys.
1st and 10 on their own 32. Quick throw to the far side. Receivers got it, brought down again for no gain. That was Ashton Knowles, the sophomore, on the reception. And it seems like Wadsworth was ready for this game plan. A lot of quick passes out to the far sides for Medina so far. And outside of the one bigger game from Sidney Lloyd, they have been right there to stop the receivers in their tracks. Small gain there, 2nd and 8. They step up to the line.
Here we go. Looking like the Hamilton Tiger Cats right here. 2 wide receivers all the way back, about 15, 20 yards deep.
Man goes in motion. Another quick throw to that receiver that was deep back, and he's brought down again in the backfield. Wadsworth all over it. That time, number 5 in on the tackle, Tommy Hahn. Medina struggling to move the ball with this passing attack. 3rd and 11 now.
Medina likes these short throws. Wadsworth pushing them deep. They're probably going to play like 3 quarters. They're going to play real deep in coverage now. They'll have the
Empty
advantage.
set, 5 wide. Bloomquist is going to roll out looking, has a receiver and throws it short. Beckett Vogren, the intended receiver on that, bounces a couple yards in front of him, and that's going to be 4th down for the Bees. It looks like the punting unit will make their way out. Bloomquist for a second thought he was going to stay in there. We're going to play it safe this early in the game. 8 minutes, 36 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Beckett Vogren also in the punt now. Been calling his name quite a bit already this evening. Rolls, that's up and away. Good punt, going to land right around the 40. Take a nice little Medina roll, and they're going to pick that up at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Grizzlies will start. Led by sophomore quarterback Bryson Hall, who, again, we mentioned it, but last week in the game against New Albany, 317 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, again, we mentioned how many returning starters there are on this team. Obviously, the quarterback, a new position stepping in, but showing very early in this season that he can handle the work. Wadsworth gets set, looks like pistol formation. 2 receivers far, 2 to the near side, 1 back in the backfield. Hall sets, ready. Quick throw out to the far side, receivers got it, makes his first man miss, up the sideline, 1st down and more, and he's into Medina territory. Calix Lemp on the reception. 2nd time we've brought him up, expect to hear his name quite a bit. The Air Force commit, listed as an athlete, expect him to be used as a chess piece tonight. 1st and 10 now from the 45. Another throw. Quick catch out of bounds after a gain of 5. That time Jack McNeil on the reception.
Quick action. They're getting the orders from the QB. They're getting down. They're getting ready.
They're
quick
wasting
offense.
No time. 2nd and 5. This time a handoff. It's going to be initially stopped, but pushing his legs forward ends up with a decent gain. Might have been a 1st down or at least close. It looked like he might get dropped right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him just short. Excellent job there. It looks like he's trying to get the halfback, get him credit on that one. Get it for you here on the next play. 3rd and 1 for the Grizzlies. Handoff again. Back's got it. 1st down and more. Cuts up. Makes another cut. Bounces outside. He's got room, and he is in. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
Looks like it's Gavin Madigan as the back for Wadsworth on those last 2 plays.
Gavin Madigan touches it twice. That's all he needs to find the end zone. Power run on the first one to set up the short 3rd down. And then 2 great cuts to find room on the outside. And early in this game, Wadsworth, a 6-0 advantage, pending the extra point. Ball is down, kick is low. Somebody might have touched that. That's going to be no good on that extra point attempt. So early on in this one, 7:37 to go in quarter number 1, Wadsworth, the early 6-0 lead over Medina. So kind of a lot like we saw from Wadsworth last year, a balanced approach. They're able to effectively move the ball on those short passes, take advantage of their playmakers on the outside, and then as soon as they got the box cleared up a little bit, Gavin Madigan takes it to the house on a long run. So Wadsworth firing on all cylinders on offense so far. Medina now going to get a chance to respond. Be their second time with possession tonight. Still plenty of time left in this game. No need to panic for Medina. Jack McNeil handling the kicking duties tonight for Wadsworth.
Like you said, it's still a lot of time left in this game, still a lot of time left in the opening quarter with that blocked extra point. And as Coach Laird mentioned pregame, they just got to work on finishing their drives. And that first drive, despite the punt, they still get a really good job of getting that extra space to allow their punter to get off a safe and comfortable punt.
Booming kick there from McNeil as that is a touchback. So plenty of leg on him there. Makes me think even more that Medina got in on that extra point attempt and blocked that. But here come the Bees. The second time tonight. Couple first downs on that last drive. Did ultimately stall in their own territory, but don't forget they did start deep in their own end zone. A little bit better field position this time as they'll start on their own 20.
This offense needs space, Brandon. You start in the back of your end zone, it limits what they can do. I mean, they need 20 yards behind them just to run some of their plays. They need width, they need length when it comes to the terms of this offense and what they can do.
Man in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff, throw to the far side. Receiver's got it, tries to turn up, and is brought down for a short gain. Again, Wadsworth meeting him right at the point of the catch. Kellen Hathaway that time on the reception. Part of that wide receiver trio that Coach mentioned earlier this season. They plan on leaning on quite a bit. 2nd and 2 now for the Bees. This time quarterback keeper pushing his way up the middle. It's going to be close. I'm going to say he didn't quite have it. He had some room to move to the right or the left, but seemed to kind of panic and just run into his blocker. But on either side of his center, he might have been able to pick that up. It'll about be 3rd and 1 for Medina. Bloomquist again by himself. Receiver stacked to the near side. They're going to send a man in motion, and that's going to get called dead. They're going to say false start on Medina. They hate to see that go from a 3rd and 1, which really opens up your playbook to now 3rd and 6. Still got to imagine Medina's comfortable here. Again, very pass-heavy offense, as it's been for all of Coach Laird's tenure here with Medina. Bloomquist ready. Man in motion again. This time he will hand it off, and no, they're going to throw it. It's a fake, and that's intercepted. Wadsworth's got it brought down at the 40. Luke Maddox with the interception. For the 2nd week in a row, Medina tries to pull out the trickery. It worked last week. Not so much this time. Sidney Lloyd not quite able to get that pass where he wanted to, facing pressure right away. Wadsworth was all over that.
Yeah, it's hard to run a trick play with a guy that's not used to having pressure in his face. Maybe Bloomquist might be able to make that throw, but when you have a wide receiver who's not very tall compared to Bloomquist, who's not used to facing that pressure, a little hard to make that play.
So Wadsworth back on the field. They're going to start in Medina territory. 1st and 10 on the 40. Ball's ready. Play action, going to throw deep. He's got a receiver and nearly able to haul it in, but just off his fingertips. Looking for Calix Lemp there. Again, had his men beat, just put a little bit too much on that. Medina doing a good job, though, keying in on Lemp. They had 2 corners on him there. They know the kind of athlete that he is, and they know they're going to go to him early and often. 2nd and 10 now from the 40, shotgun formation. Man in motion. Will be a handoff. Back's got it. He's got a first down and finally brought down just past the 30-yard line. Another effective run by Wadsworth. And that was number 26, Cooper Gray on the carry. Getting a new running back in there. 1st and 10 from the 27. Wadsworth continues to move. Quarterback's rolling out, throws it. Receiver's open and is going to get knocked out after a gain of about 6. Calix Lamp once again on the reception.
They're just looking for that athlete there on the boundary. He's open at any given moment, Brandon. He's done a good job creating space for himself.
2nd and 3. This time it'll be a handoff. Back's got some room, a couple good cuts, spin move, brought down. But we're now deep into the red zone. Cooper Gray on the carry. And folks, this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. We're going to rush up to the line. 1st and goal from the 3. Wadsworth going to hand it off again, and Gray is in. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
Wadsworth has had no issue moving the ball on offense thus far. 2 drives, 2 quick scores. They're seemingly getting everything they want, and then some.
Madigan, Gray, does not matter. They found something they liked in the running game. Again, huge gain, and then they rushed up to the line, capitalized on it. And early in this one, already a 2-possession game. We'll see what they decide to do here. Again, missed the first extra point after it was blocked by Medina. So 12-0 is currently as it stands. Looks like there's some discussion. And we may be going for 2. And yes, it looks like we are. Bryson Hall still out there. Pistol formation. Both receivers to the left side. It'll be a handoff again, and it's going to be close up to the line, but he's in. The second effort puts him through, and no. They're going to call him down. It looked like the second effort was enough to push him over the line.
To me, it looked like that elbow was down just before the ball got to the goal line. But again, we don't have the best angle up here, but that's just what it looked like to the naked eye for me.
And to be fair, we do have the Wadsworth crowd in front of us, which, by the way, they showed up for this game. They traveled very well. So we're going to be getting a lot of their feedback. They definitely thought it was in. But regardless, 12-0, your score early here from Ken Duke Stadium. 5 minutes, 44 seconds still to go in quarter number 1. Medina has to put something together before this starts getting out of hand. They've been able to pick up a couple first downs here and there, but no real sustained drives as of yet. The interception on the trick play the previous drive.
Medina needs to figure out something out. Only 1 first down. It wasn't due to anything they did on their own. It was a Wadsworth mistake. They need to put a drive together. They can't do that. Boy, this score, it's going to be out of order quickly for the Medina Battling Bees.
Wadsworth ready to kick this one off. Another booming kick. It's going to be picked up right around the 1. They're going to return it, though. Making their way up the far side, now to the 20-yard line. Going to get dragged down just short of the 25, so solid return there for the Battling Bees. That'll give them the best starting field position they've had tonight. Looks like Beckett Vogren that time, the return man. So again, we know they can pass the ball. Wadsworth has been ready for these short little wide receiver screens. Be interested to see if Medina tries to shake things up now. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Bloomquist ready for it. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. He'll look to throw, looking deeper this time. Now he decides to take off. Brought down after a short gain. Didn't see anybody open. Decided to make something happen with his legs. And it looks like DJ Thompson in pursuit. Brings him down. 2nd and 5 now from the 27. 3 receivers bunched up close to the near side, and they're going to send another one in motion. Bloomquist this time a designed run and brought down after a very short gain. This Wadsworth defense has been smothering so far.
They've done a good job of keeping their linebackers' eyes on Bloomquist and and those cornerbacks making sure those wide receivers stay in front of them. They're sagged off a little bit. They're keeping in front of them, not making too many plays on the ball. They're just letting everything come to them. They've done a great job with their discipline.
3rd and 5. Bloomquist looking to throw again. Has a man deep, and he's knocked down in pursuit. That's an easy call there. Pass interference on Wadsworth.
Yeah, he pulled his jersey down. It's 15 yards. It's a business decision. He got beat there, pulled the jersey down. Honestly, if you're gonna make a penalty there as a cornerback in high school and college,
not the worst one to make.
Sometimes you just got to take one for the team. Rather have a 15-yard penalty than what would that have been, a 60, 70-yard touchdown?
Exactly. Vogren there, credit on drawing that penalty. 1st and 10 from their own 42 now. Farthest they have gotten the ball so far this evening. Call comes in from the sideline. 4 receivers on the near side. Bloomquist calls for it, and he's going to look up the middle, and that's intercepted. Returner's got some room in front of him, has to beat the quarterback, and he does. Touchdown, Wadsworth. Jacob Ernest, right place, right time, brings it in for 6. And Medina has had no answer for this Grizzlies defense. 2 stops early, an interception, a pick 6. And we're still in the first quarter, folks.
And remember, this year we give out our offensive player of the game and our defensive player of the game. So right now we have an early candidate off a big play like that.
As we get ready for the extra point, we'll talk about that in just a moment. And that time kick is up, and it is good. And that would have been good from about 40. So 19-0 our score. Wadsworth on top of Medina, 4:24 left in quarter number 1. But as Dom mentioned, we have a couple of awards to hand out at the end of this game. And the cool part of this, guys, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you get input into that as well. So the Cement Masons, Local 404, they're the offensive player of the game. And the Mickeys, defensive player of the game, also up for grabs. So let us know in the comments who you think is deserving. And this is for either side. Even if it's a losing effort, doesn't mean you're not qualified to win that award. So anyone that you think is deserving, get those votes in. We'll obviously have votes as the broadcast crew, but we'll take submissions on our YouTube channel up until 2 minutes left in the game, when we have to have Marvel do the math. He'll get the abacus out, move the beans around, and we'll let you guys know who the winner is. Look out on our socials and KeonSports.com as well for photos of our players of the game.
If I can't finger count, it's too high. It's too much math for me.
So let's make it difficult on him, guys. Again, if you're watching, vote early, vote often. Let us know who you think should be the Cement Mason and the Mickeys players of the game. Last week had our first ever joint player of the game. Nick Williams, I believe the name was, for
Yes,
Normandy. Special teams expert and a big play wide receiver for them. They're playing tonight. Kick is up. And it'll be fielded at the 5, still backpedaling, gets himself set, making his way up the middle of the field, has a little bit of a lane, but then brought down just past the 20. That was Dylan Pay, the return man there.
Also, that young man we gave the T-shirt to last week. Very grateful, very respectful. Shout out to that young man. Shout out to the people that raised him in the community over there in Normandy. Good young man, I will say. When I met him, very, very kind. And I know that coaching staff, they pride themselves on making good young men over there at Normandy. So
Absolutely.
Good job to everybody over there.
And they always take care of us at Byers. If you guys just want to watch good football, even if you're not a Normandy or a Ravenna fan, go back, watch that game from last week. Defensive struggle early, but nothing but fireworks in the second half of that one.
Like 2 heavyweight fighters filling each other out. It was a fun one.
1st and 10 now from the 22.
Look at this
Kind
formation.
of bunched, yeah. Dom's liking this. That'll be a pitch. Running back gets to the outside, picks up a couple, gets safely out of bounds. Sidney Lloyd now in at halfback and receiver and defensive back, I believe.
What can he do?
No, maybe he's not a good cook. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. It's got to be something. Otherwise, it's just not fair. They're going to say no gain on that. So 2nd and 10. River going to take off. has a good gain. Ooh, and folded a little bit there. Appears to be okay. There's Jacob Ernest on the tackle. There's a kid that hauled in the pick 6 on the previous drive. 3rd and 4 now after the quarterback run. Bloomquist ready. 2 receivers far, 3 to the near side. Man in motion now. It's going to be a fake handoff. He'll look to throw. Has a man up the middle. Caught. And there's going to be no gain after the catch, but that'll be enough for a Medina first down. And Ashton Knowles that time on the reception.
That is, so compared to the last 2 throws, that's their first completion. They had 2 picks in their last 2 throws before this one.
Well, another set of downs now. 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Bloomquist rolling, still looking, now going to take off. And safely picks up a couple yards. We'll give him a gain of 1 there. We'll call it.
I mean, this is what Allard and Stoddard did so well, is they knew when to run, right? They kept those linebackers and those safeties alert because, you know, Drew and Danny knew when to run. They knew when to tuck the ball and go. And this is something that this young man can learn as well.
2nd and 9, looking deep this time down the far side, and not sure if there's miscommunication there, but no, we got a flag.
He held him back.
That was Ashton Knowles again, the intended receiver. Call that pass interference on Wadsworth. And the 3rd time that's called so far tonight. And the 3rd time we'll get a fresh set of downs thanks to that. Folks, just a quick reminder. I guess couldn't even really call it a red zone trip. It was too fast for one, but that previous score brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 1st and 10 from the 45. Bloomquist looking to throw, is going to roll out again. He'll tuck it, run, safely out of bounds after a gain of 1.
Yeah, I'd like to see him pick up a little bit more, but he's not a true runner like guys of the past in that green and gold, or green and yellow, pardon me, uniform, but he still can run. I'd like to see him pick up a little bit more, though. Keep those linebackers just a little bit more aware than they currently are about his game on his feet.
And it does feel like they're going a little more conservative after 2 early picks. 2nd down now. He'll take off again. Straight up the middle, met by a couple tacklers there for Wadsworth. Picks up a couple more.
So
Jacob Ernest again in on the tackle, along with a couple others.
So in the first 2 downs, it seems like they're really forcing them to have him run. They're having 4 down linemen. Now, look now. They only have 3. They pull another guy out of the box, only 2 linebackers.
3rd and 7. Receiver open, but met at the catch point. He's going to be short. Beckett Vogren there. The receiver. Now we're in interesting territory. On the Wadsworth side of the field for the first time. It's 4th and 1. It looks like for the time being, Medina's going to try to go for this. Again, nothing going so far. Already down 3 scores. 2 minutes and counting left in quarter number 1. Trying to capitalize on the little bit of momentum they've picked up here.
This is a situation where they're at the field where, yes, if you bring the punt team out, you could probably pin them deep in their own zone.
And their own variation of the tush push here. And he doesn't get it. Stuck at the line. And the Grizzlies come up big.
Now, that was one of those plays where if you're Medina, I agree with going for it, but hindsight's 2020. All in all, not the best idea. But that's a play where you take that little momentum that you have and just keep trying to get more momentum. You don't have any points on the board yet, and it's already 19-0 Wadsworth in the first quarter.
I don't fault them at all, but they just got out-physicaled there by the Grizzlies. They were not ready. And, man, that defense, it's hard to say they've been the star of the show when both sides have played so well, but that unit has been incredible so far. Minus a few pass interference penalties, they have been stellar. 1st and 10 from the 46 on their own side of the field. 2 offensive drives so far, resulting in 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Grizzlies. Hall going to hand it off. Back's working his way up the weak side. Keeps pushing his way forward. Finally brought down after a good gain there. Cooper Gray. Let's say picked up 6 yards on that.
Gotta love the way he runs downhill. It's like a rocket out of that pistol set. Follows the tight end. I love the way that he runs, man.
2nd and 4, pistol formation. Handoff again. Plenty of space up the middle. Finally met with some opposition right around that first down marker. But from here, looks like they've got it. And they're going to go ahead and move the chains. Cooper Gray again on the carry. Clock starts to tick just around 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Wadsworth wasting no time. Quickly back. Hall calls for it. This time, play action, throw. Receiver's got it, has room on the outside. He's got one man to beat, and he's in. Touchdown, Wadsworth. Calix Lemp.
43 yards to the house, showing off the speed from the athlete there. Phenomenal work. Make a guy miss, put that helmet into the ground, and then boom, watch me as I let the Jets go, and you can't catch me. Looks over to that safety, knows he's not going to be caught, and then smiles for the camera in the Medina student section.
It's not often we get these kind of stats for these guys, but Calix ran the 100-meter dash in 10.78. That was evident there as that PAT is up and good. Jack McNeil, 2 for 3 so far tonight on extra points. 53 seconds to go in quarter number 1. 26-0 in favor of Wadsworth over Medina. We're in danger of heading to a running clock early if the Bees cannot put together a response. Another opportunity for their offense. And honestly, without the help of a few key pass interference calls, they have not had an easy time moving the ball tonight. Wadsworth studied, they planned well, they're executing well. Let's see what else Medina's got in the bag. Again, you can hear it, guys. We're on the Wadsworth side tonight. The crowd is absolutely electric. Medina showed up as well, as you can see on the camera. Packed house here on both sides.
And this is just an environment in general, whether it's basketball, volleyball, football, Medina always brings energy. And then when you have a visiting section like Wadsworth, I mean, I don't know if I see really much room at all. If an empty seat on the Wadsworth visiting side, it just brings that much more energy and amp to this game.
Ready for the kickoff here. Ball is up, booted deep again. Fielded back at the 2. Returner now has it, working up to the far side. They'll be hit just short of the 20. Sorry, just short of the 15, rather. Good job by the coverage team there for Wadsworth.
And then we both saw it. Great minds think alike, Brandon Marvel. Yeah, there's going to be holding.
Medina's, that's going to push him back even more.
I didn't know this when I was in high school. I used to just lay on guys, right? You know, you pancake a guy, I would just lay on him as long as possible. You've got to get up. You can't block a guy while he's laying down. You can't lay on him. Or you can hang out there for a hot second and get up. But the ref's is like, he's just holding him down there. It's not wrestling. You're not Bo Nickel. You can't keep him down on the ground. You got to let him get up and then find more work.
My buddy's younger brother found that out the hard way yesterday playing for North Ridgeville's freshman team.
It's usually how you find out that's a rule.
1st and 10 from the 8. High snap. Handoff, though, this time. And Medina, solid run there. Going to be close to a first down. Haven't seen him run too much tonight. But an effective one there to give themselves some breathing room. And we do have a flag on the field. A little bit of discussion. We'll see where this is going. And body language is telling us it's Medina. They are not happy. And looks like it's...
There's no penalty, it seems.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Interesting. Yeah, the offensive line specifically did not seem happy. Maybe they thought there was going to be a call the other way that just got picked up.
They thought it was me face mask.
Handoff again. This time met right up the middle for a short gain, if anything. That time, number 5, Sidney Lloyd, the ball carrier. And that's going to be the last play of quarter number 1. And folks, we appreciate you tuning in. The Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It's week 3. The Wadsworth Grizzlies all over the Medina Battling Bees. 26-0 We'll be back after these messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandage, and Brock Sandage said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Brock Sandage gave them something to cheer for.
And welcome back, folks, as we get the second quarter of action underway. It's been all Wadsworth so far, 26-0 over the hosting Medina Battling Bees. Medina now in their own territory, 3rd and 4.
It's the oopty-loopty formation, Brandon. We're back at it again.
Here we go. Dom loves him in oopty-loopty. Let's see what they do. No, they're going to throw to the stack side of the field. That is caught. It's going to be a first down. Not much more after that. Once again, Sidney Lloyd on the reception, going to him early and often tonight, the senior wide receiver. First down for Medina when they needed it. If you guys don't remember or didn't watch last week, the oopty-loopty is when you stack one side of the field, leave one receiver by himself on the other, and throw it to the lone man. We saw Normandy score off of that. 1st and 10. It's going to be a quarterback keeper this time. Cuts in and then brought down. And it looks like that ball's out, but we got a flag as well. Wadsworth thinks they have it, but let's see.
That's just a ball marker, Brandon. They got the ball.
All right. Another huge stop by the Wadsworth Grizzlies. And they're going to start deep in Medina territory.
They got to change that up a little bit. The color of the markers and the flags are way too close.
I do not blame Brandon trying to figure out who had the ball.
I know, I'm getting old. I'm not
who
that old
picked that
yet.
up. He sees a flag get thrown down. So, that's what we're here for, Brandon Marvel.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
got your back.
If no one got your back, we got your back.
We have one play-by-play guy and 2 spotters.
Yeah, essentially.
No.
Yeah, I spotted for Cole. I spot for you too. He made the same mistakes when he was in your seat. You saw it firsthand.
Obviously joking. You guys have been incredible. Dom for multiple years. 1st and 10 from the 25. Gonna look to throw. Hall up the middle. Receivers got it. Slides down after a medium gain there. Calix Lemp on the reception. I'll give him about 7 on that.
Dude, this offensive line, this pass pro they're doing, man. I mean, they're only getting 3 or 4 guys. Boy, they're doing so good protecting their QB.
Right up to the line again. Hall. Pistol formation. Ready for it. Quick fake handoff. Throws. Met by 3 defenders that time for Medina. They were ready for that play. Led that time by number 7, John Nagel, making the tackle.
So that was an RPO. If he would have let go of that ball, it would have been a power run. You had a guard. I believe there was a tight end going. There may have been counter too, but I didn't see the movement of the running back. But let's call it counter. So there was a counter RPO, beautifully executed. Did a good job of pulling it.
1st and 10 can still pick up a first down on the 1. Going to throw it in the back corner and nearly hauled in. Luke Maddox that time. The intended receiver, but broken up by Medina. That was Connor Gutt. What a great name for a football player.
It's a Mortal Kombat character name.
Real quick, this trip to the red zone, folks, once again brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 2nd and 10 now from the 11. Hall going to hand it off. Back's got some space, spins, and he's in. Touchdown, Wadsworth. That time, Carlos Inestroza. Third different running back to punch it in tonight. Oh, I do apologize. It was Gavin Madigan. Maybe I am getting old, Dom. I don't know. Hard for me to read the numbers anymore. Either way, 32-0. Ball is up, lower that time, but it's good.
Good catch by the Medina marching band.
The band is showing up tonight. 33-0 in favor of Wadsworth. 10:26 left to go. Quarter number 2 as Gavin Madigan punches it in for the second time tonight. Appreciate the assists from my crew here. Making sure we get that name right. Again, Madigan, an early contender for the Cement Mason Local 404 Player of the Game. We've also got that in the Mickey's Defensive Player of the Game to give away. Let us know in the YouTube comments who you think is deserving of each of those. And then make sure you stick around for our Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show featuring our very own Dom Clary. We'll update you on what you've missed here so far. Get you scores from around Northeast Ohio. And week 3, getting close to getting ready for conference play. Speaking of, this will be a conference matchup next year.
Well, maybe. So the Suburban League's weird. It has 2 subdivisions. So games, I think it's like the North and the South, maybe. So teams that are not in your subdivision don't count as conference games. So maybe.
So there's a 50% chance this will be a conference game next year.
It's weird. It's a weird dynamic.
Kick a little bit shorter that time. Bounce at the 15, picked up. Returner at the 20. Going to go out of bounds right around the 25. Bees offense coming out again.
I think they'll be reunited with Solon. But
Believe you're
Solon
right,
is in the Suburban League.
Can I neither confirm nor deny?
I plead the 5th.
I was just about to say, Brandon pleads the 5th.
They're going to start this at the 24-yard line. 3 turnovers by this Bees offense so far tonight.
There's just been so much mixing and matching of conferences throughout Northeast Ohio with the divisions and then teams leaving one conference and going to another. It's hard to keep track now.
1st and 10, another double pass. It's going to go back to Bloomquist. Has some room to work. He's going to pick up that first down, or at least got close to it. Not afraid to go back to the trickery, or initially handed it off to Sidney Lloyd, who threw it back to River Bloomquist. And they're going to go ahead and call that a first down. About a 10-yard gain for Medina, their biggest so far of the night. Not coming by way of penalty. Now at the 35-yard line. Bloomquist looking to throw again. Has to shift, running up the middle. Got a little bit of room, slides down safely after a gain of about 8. So, solid start so far for the Bees on this drive. Still looking for their first points of the evening. We are 2 points away from a running clock, 33-0 in favor of Wadsworth. So far that block PAT coming in big for Medina. 2nd down, throw up the far side, and just out of reach of the receiver again. Met at the point of contact. Calix Lemp that time on the coverage.
So, Brandon, running clock will start at the beginning of the second half. Assuming Medina does not score, it starts at 30. Remember, we were confused about it last year.
Right. Thank you, John.
Yes.
But yes, but we get the first 2 quarters without it.
Yes, because I remember that confused us last year. I kept thinking it was 35-2. I know in other states it is, and I know it used to be.
3rd and 3. Designed quarterback run this time, and he's going to get stopped short. Defense for Wadsworth fired up on that one. Number 85, Colton Leavitt on the tackle. Colton Leavitt, apologies. 4th and 4 now for Medina. Right now, offense still out there. And they're going to elect to bring out the punt unit. Thought about it for a minute. As we now tick under 9 minutes in the second quarter. Punter's got it. Roll a little bit. Nice booming kick. Returner's got to backtrack for it, but he has it at the 15. Working his way up the middle of the field. Has some room to work, but he's latched on to by the Medina kick team, brought down at the 35-yard line. Grizzlies offense so far not been stopped tonight. One defensive touchdown as well. And they've done it with a balanced approach. Throwing it early, using that to clear out the box, then pounding the rock. 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. They'll start on their own 35.
Let's see. This quarter will be the last time we really see them throw the ball.
Bryson Hall, the sophomore, impressive so far. Try for the quick snap, now getting some guidance from the sideline. And we'll get a stoppage. We're going to throw a flag. And a delay a game against Wadsworth.
One of the great amenities of Medina High School is that they have the sound system so where they could give refs their own mics so they could announce the call. Not seen a lot here in Northeast Ohio high school football.
So after the 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. Handoff, right up the gut. Makes the first line miss, still up on his feet. And brought down just short of that 45-yard line. Running attack been effective so far tonight for Wadsworth. And it looks like Gavin Madigan again on the carry there. It's the 2. It's scrunched up. That's what was throwing me off. Almost did it again. 2nd down and 2. 8-yard gain there for Wadsworth. Pistol formation again. Hall. Play action. Gonna throw deep. Has a man one-on-one. Turns. Bounces off of his chest. Would have been a tough catch had he made it. But that's gonna fall incomplete. Be 3rd down now for Wadsworth.
It's one of those down and distances that it's a lot easier to open up the playbook and take a deep shot like that and hope for a big chunk play to continue pushing on the gas.
I mean, it's a good time to do it, too. I mean, 2nd and, 2? Take a deep shot. I mean, they believe that they have the ability to pick up 2 yards in an instant, and they've done it all day.
Connor Gutt on that pass breakup. 3rd and 2 for the Grizzlies, and it looks like we're going to get a false start on Wadsworth.
Some would say that's a punch in the gut.
Aha.
Thank
Good one,
you.
Dom.
Here all night.
Yes, we certainly are. Now 3rd and 7 for Wadsworth. Medina trying to get their first stoppage on defense. Got a good opportunity here now. One back in the backfield with Hall. He's going to roll out, look to throw, and they're calling that intercepted. Yes, it is. Excellent job there by Medina. They needed to come up with a defensive stand, and they did. That got snatched out of the air. That was intended for a receiver on the outside.
Cord carry with the interception there.
My goodness. Great heads-up play there by the Battling Bees. And for the first time tonight, they're going to start in their own territory, and they get a defensive stop. Not a lot to fault this Wadsworth offense for so far tonight. Their first real mistake. Be 1st and 10 from the 38 now for Medina. Man in motion, coming to the near side. Bloomquist looking to throw. Open receivers, got him. And forward progress will mark him down after a short gain. Beckett Vogren on the reception.
Another instance where Medina receiver makes a catch, but Wadsworth is right there to make the tackle, and they get nothing after the reception's made.
Again, Wadsworth has been making Bloomquist uncomfortable all night. He's making about half a read before those feet start moving. 2nd and 7. Bloomquist again facing pressure up the middle. Avoids the first 2, but he's brought down for a sack. Great pressure from the outside. and then cleaned up by number 17, Dawson Mendel.
When you're pass setting all day, boy, is it tough as an offensive lineman. Just not able to ever be aggressive. Again, it's worked in years prior, but it is tough when you're constantly kick sliding and you have no help. Always going against three-man fronts. It's difficult for these guys.
3rd and 13, and somebody jumps. We'll see which side that goes for. Wadsworth seems to know that's getting pushed up. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still going to be 3rd and long for Medina, as we're now under 7 minutes to go in the half. 3rd and 8. Two receivers bunched up close. Rivers got it, throws up the middle, complete, but again stuffed at the catch point. Picks up a couple, but not enough. It's going to be 4th down for the Battling Bees. Again, getting deeper into Wadsworth territory. Offense looks like they're staying out. They need 3 yards to convert. Big down if they want to stay in this one. Medina, empty set again. Calls for it. Bloomquist sets, looking, throws, had a receiver, deflected and caught. They're saying he caught that, was not the intended receiver, went off of his fingers, but then Sidney Lloyd in to clean it up. Wadsworth seems to think that hit the ground.
From
but
up here,
of now,
it did look like that ball hit the ground before he got trapped eventually by the receiver, but refs saw otherwise.
Medina not wasting any time. They're going to snap it quickly. Now in the red zone. Deep throw to the back corner of the end zone. And safely out of bounds. Intended for Sidney Lloyd. And folks, this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Medina's first trip of the night. Lucky play there in a couple aspects. Again, off the first receiver's fingers. Good heads-up play there by Sidney Lloyd to even have a play on that. 2nd and 10 now. And it will be 2nd and goal. They cannot pick up another first down without scoring. Wide receiver screen. Lloyd's got it. Knocked out of bounds after a gain of a couple. Good stand there by Wadsworth. 3rd down for Medina. Got to imagine this is 4 down territory. 7 yards. They want to punch this in. Best drive of the night by far for the Bees. A little bit of confusion, so we're going to get a timeout for Medina. Best opportunity they've had so far tonight. This will go a long way to keeping them competitive in this one.
Yeah, Medina needs a lot to go their way for this game to be competitive again, but seeing they're this close, they're going to have 2 shots here. I can't imagine they're going to settle for a field goal. They're going to want their offense to get some first half confidence, knowing that they can get away scoring a point after some struggles turnover-wise and not being able to move the ball. You need to be able to score, especially against an opponent this good in Wadsworth and this defense that's been creative in terms of how they've presented themselves, and also as disciplined as they typically are, that they've had a few mistakes. They've been typically disciplined. Scoring here would be big here for Medina morally, but a long way until they get back into this one.
Especially after the defensive turnover to put them in this position. 3rd and 7. They cannot pick up a first down. Some discussion, it looks like, between Bloomquist and the referee. And now we're ready. There is a back in the backfield. Will be a fake handoff. Bloomquist throws, tipped, and intercepted by Wadsworth. Brought down after a short return. Flag is on the field, but it looks like it was after the play. Jude Howler on the pick. Again, a deflection at the line. It was a quick slant. If this stands, another turnover for Wadsworth. Refs are discussing. Again, flag came in after the play was over. what I can tell, it's going to go against Wadsworth. Yeah, block in the back, but Wadsworth will keep possession. Third interception of the night, fourth turnover for this Grizzlies defense. And in a huge spot. Medina in the red zone for the first time tonight, and they cannot capitalize. 5:13 left to go here in the first half. 33-0. Still your score. Wadsworth up over Medina. And they'll start now on their own 9-yard line. Ball is supposed to be snapped.
Yeah, foul start there on top of your screen while the wide receivers got going a little too quick.
So it looked like about everybody ended up moving after that except the center. Way to stay disciplined.
Or maybe not.
No, I guess we're just resetting that. First down again. Going to look to throw deep in their own territory, and he's got it! Out of bounds, but not after not before the huge gain. Now out of danger, being backed up against their own end zone. Huge reception there by Kyle Schmelzer. They're not going to waste any time. 1st and 10 from the 26. Another throw to the far side. The receiver's got it, knocked out of bounds. Calix Lemp on the reception. Picks up a couple. Wadsworth starts to roll again. Call comes in. 2 receivers near, one to the far side, single back in the backfield, shotgun formation. Pistol formation, rather. So they're now ready to go. Bryson Hall sets, he's ready. Calls for it, handoff. Back's got some room, he's got the first down and a couple more. Cooper Gray again on the carry. Cooper Gray and Gavin Madigan have both been very effective so far tonight for Wadsworth. 1st and 10 now. Quick throw to the far side. As Cade's got it again.
We've talked about it multiple times throughout the broadcast thus far, but the balanced attack from Wadsworth's offense seems to have Medina on its heels. They're not sure if they're going to pass or run the ball until it actually happens.
Gain of 7 there, 2nd and 3. Hall's got it. Handoff again, and plenty of room. Not able to stack that box. Cooper Gray again. Big first down carry. He'll now get a break.
One thing I love about the pistol offense, it wastes no time in the run game. It's very up and downhill. You usually go in an either B gap. I just love that way, how quick they are, how their tempo is, how they're always set and ready to go. I love this offense.
1st and 10, play action. Plenty of time, looking to go deep. Now facing some pressure, has to throw it out of bounds. There was a receiver in the area.
Boy, that offensive line just giving him all the time in the world. I mean, Bryson Hall was able to essentially set up lunch there for his team back there with the amount of time he had. Just couldn't find an option out there ready to go. Medina, good job with their coverage. I mean, but he's still, he went through all his progressions. Thought, okay, maybe I could buy a little bit of time. Wide receivers will move with me if I move to the right. Probably didn't have to move out of the pocket as quick as he did, but he knew, hey, they're not getting open. They already ran the course of the routes. Let me move. They'll move with me, and then threw it away. Just smart by the sophomore.
2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies. Got it. Another fake handoff. Throw up the middle. Bobbled initially, but hauled in, but dropped. And it's going to be close. 2 players on top of that one. Referee's got to go and get that separated. Medina thinks they have it. And Wadsworth will keep possession. It never had a good hold on that one, Luke Maddox. Bobbled it initially, but did haul it in. And luckily recovered it. 3rd down now. This time a handoff. Weak side has the first down and more. Spins out of bounds. Another solid carry from Gavin Madigan. And it seems like every time they need a 3rd down pickup, it's Madigan, it's Gray, it's automatic.
I love just how this offense conducts itself. I mean, they're not too crazy in their sets. It's pistol right, where they'll have the tight end at H-back spot directly behind one of the tackles. You have either deuce right or deuce left typically, and then now they're gonna have trips up there on top of your screen. Really the first time we've seen that look by them.
1st and 10 now on the 31 of Medina. 3:19 left in the half. Play action again. Madigan up the middle off the fingertips of his receiver. That was 18 that time. Cooper Sokolski. Again, these corners so far, especially on the deeper passes for Wadsworth, Medina's corners rather, been very effective. But again, the balanced attack has just kept this Bees defense uncomfortable. 2nd and 10. This time, a handoff. Backs trying to find some room, but not much there. Has to lunge to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by that time by the front 7 of Medina. 3rd and long now for the Grizzlies. Clock continues to roll under 3 minutes before the half concludes. Folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show with our very own Dom Clary. He'll take you through all the scores around Northeast Ohio high school football. 3rd down now for the Grizzlies. It's another run and plenty of space for Gray. Still up, still churning, and he's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Wadsworth. Cooper Gray with the initial burst had the 1st down, and the second effort gets him into the end zone the 2nd time tonight.
Let's talk shop real quick, right? You have that tight end to the left, wasn't directly behind the tackle, so was staggering him on the outside. And essentially what it was wash down. They tag teamed that end, pushed him down, worked their way up to the linebacker. He had a wide open lane for him to get to that 2nd level. And when you get to the 2nd, the 3rd level is a running back. That coaching staff trusts that you're going to make that play and have that safety, have that corner miss you. That's exactly what they have in the running back in Cooper Gray. Phenomenal job. And I want to shout out their tight end in Colton Levitt. He's done phenomenal, the senior, 6'1", done a great job helping wash down. They had that target for him earlier. Hasn't had a lot of targets in this game, but done a phenomenal job helping that offensive line and clearing space. He is operating as a fullback. Incredible blocking by the young man Levitt, and incredible running there by Cooper Gray. He does it again. Phenomenal effort by this Wadsworth offense. They're just stunning.
Only one drive for the offense where they have not been able to capitalize through one interception. But 2:20 to go here in the 1st half. It is 40-0. Wadsworth leading this one over Medina. Folks, plenty of time still to get in your vote for the Cement Masons and Mickey's Player of the Game nominees. Go ahead and throw those in the YouTube comment section. Got up until about 2 minutes before the game ends, but hey, why not make your voice heard now in case you forget? Let us know who you think is deserving. And make sure you check out KeonSports.com later to see those photos. And of course, to see articles from all over Northeast Ohio high school football. Once again, the most coverage in the state of Ohio. That'll be a short kick that time. Caught and down right around the 40. Good job just falling on that one. That ball was going to take a weird bounce if it was able to hit. Medina, last drive, nearly able to punch it in through an interception on the goal line. They'll have another chance here before half. And Wadsworth faithful here in numbers tonight, as you can hear. First and 10, but we got a penalty, false start on Medina, so that'll push them back. Oh, snap infraction, actually. Don't hear that one often.
By the way, this Wadsworth supporters, they're probably my favorite that we've had. The way that they're you hear them celebrating. They keep playing the touchdown back, and every time that the touchdown replays, they're celebrating. It's just support this community has for their kids, man. It's the reason why we do what we do.
1st and 15, deep throw up the middle. It's caught for a good gain there. Number 34 that time on the reception, Ashton Knowles. Going to pick up a good chunk of that yardage they lost on the penalty. Now under 2 minutes, clock does not stop in high school football. Still 2 timeouts left for Medina. 2nd and 4.
Yeah, no 2-minute timeout here.
Quarterback has it. Facing some pressure, and he's going to go down in the backfield. Still churning forward. Credit there to River Bloomquist. Looked like he was going to get dropped way in the backfield. Still loses some yardage. It's still a sack, but good job picking up a little bit of that back. 3rd down and 6. Clock continues to run now, minute 25. Still ticking. Bloomquist by himself again. Looking to the coach. Calls coming in. We reset. Snap, throw, far sideline, has it, 1st down. Tries to make a move, smartly gets out of bounds. It's on Kellen Hathaway on the reception. 1st down for Medina. Now into Wadsworth territory. Clock going, still 55 seconds. Looking to throw again, now deep down the far side, but way overthrows his receiver. Intended for Hathaway once again. That will stop the clock, though. 45 seconds left before half. Again, 2 timeouts in the pocket of Coach Laird for Medina.
It's just another instance from Medina here where they just need to get some sort of offensive rhythm going just so that they could go into halftime with some confidence that could still put some points on the board in this game.
2nd and 10 now. Going to throw again. Pass complete. Oh, no, that's picked off. And that's going to go back nearly for another touchdown. He tight ropes and is knocked out of bounds. But another big play there in a tight window for Wadsworth. Tommy Hahn on the interception.
So do we call that an announcer's jinx?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Your fault, Brandon.
I apologize, Medina. This loss is on me tonight. If it does happen. Still plenty of time left in this one.
We'll put Brandon's P.O. box in the comment
That's
section
fine.
so you can send him mean letters, Medina fans.
Find me on Twitter. We try to call this as straight as we can, but folks, if you're watching this, got to tip your hat to Wadsworth. Both sides of the ball so far tonight, they have been dominant. Looking to secure their 3rd win on the season. 35 seconds left to go in the first half. Bryson Hall out there again. Ball is snapped, rolling out, looking to throw. Faces some pressure, but gets it off, and it looks like that's complete. And yep, they're going to call it. Was falling out of bounds. But once again, Calix limp on the reception. Toe tapping that one. And folks, this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Kelly's getting her money's worth tonight, courtesy of the Wadsworth Grizzlies offense. 29 seconds now. Still 3 timeouts for the Grizzlies if they need them. 1st and goal from the 6. Ball snap, handed off, and going to get brought down short that time. Gavin Madigan looking to score for the 3rd time tonight. Quick subs coming in. Medina knows Wadsworth is going to rush up to the line now. 15 seconds, 2nd down. They snap it. Hand off again for Madigan. Oh, he's going to get stopped. And I bet we get a timeout now here for Wadsworth. Gavin Madigan stopped short twice. Haven't seen that much tonight.
That'll just be great job by Medina to hurry up off the field with their subs as Wadsworth was sprinting to the line with the clock ticking down under 20 seconds. Now we sit at 5 seconds to go in the half just to make sure that they don't get any penalties for too many men on the field.
Yeah, too many. Medina, go ahead. Sorry, Don.
I don't think they were off the field.
Were they not?
They were not. There was still a guy at the numbers. He was not off the field.
Either way, Medina definitely disadvantaged in that situation, trying to rush on. Wadsworth pretty much keeping the same personnel out there. So regardless of if everyone was off or not, still an impressive stand there by Medina. 2 plays in a row now. They've had a very hard time stopping this run game for Wadsworth, having a little more success in the more obvious run situation. 5 seconds to go. 3rd down. Maybe enough time for 2 plays if you're Wadsworth, but it's going to be close. They're ready for it. Hall, snap, handoff, Monaghan, up, middle, and stopped short again. And that's going to do it. Medina with the goal line stand 3 plays in a row, and that will send us into halftime. But folks, it's been all Wadsworth so far. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Wadsworth 40, Medina nothing. We'll be back for the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show with Dom Clary after these messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry. B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com. The Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council provides essential coordination and support to the work of its affiliated local unions in order that, through inter-trade solidarity, organized construction workers achieve a powerful voice in government, bargaining, and in their communities. They work to secure the trade jurisdiction and autonomy of their affiliates as the respected arbiter of trade issues, and through that work contribute to the community of employment and economic security of organized construction workers. Established in 1913, the Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council continues to provide skilled union craftsmanship throughout Northeast Ohio. Neopat is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, military service members, and their families right here in our community. From emergency assistance to family events, scholarships, and mental wellness programs, Neopat works to honor their service and sacrifice. You can make a difference by donating, volunteering, or sponsoring programs that directly impact local military families. Learn more and get involved at neopat.org.
North Ridgeville Athletic Boosters is a charitable organization consisting of dedicated Ranger supporters serving athletes, coaches in our community.
Chatty's Pizzeria. In the heart of Bay Village at 28611 Lake Road, this incredible pizzeria offers a full menu of food and drinks. They have everything from a casual dining experience to the romantic setting of a long-awaited date night. Their food is made on the spot with fresh ingredients and classic recipes that the entire family will enjoy. From a cozy spot in the igloo to the party room, everyone will be taken care of. Call 440-471-4485 or email info@Chatty's Pizzeria for reservations.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Pull back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Doskosh.
Hard ankle, no ankle, doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Cole, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a one-win team and a no-win team.
Welcome back to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. I'm Dom Clary, as I'm always here with you during the halftime show. Let's go over some of the scores across Northeast Ohio, some of the teams that we do cover mainly, and some teams maybe a little outside of our coverage. Sometimes we like to mix it up and throw a PA school in or a team in the Youngstown area, kind of give you a little curveball here. But first, we'll start with the school in Cleveland, in one of the powerhouses on the west side of Cleveland. Avon, they're beating Glenville 13-6. That's in the second quarter. Two powerhouses battling it out for Cleveland supremacy. Highland scored 27 unanswered against Avon Lake after starting the game off tied. 34-7 is the score of that as we were in the third quarter. Is Highland. Avon Lake, think it'd be a big matchup, but Highland, they're running away with it so far. South Range is beating Barberton 28-0 in the third quarter. Bay, they're hosting Firelands today, 28-0 in the second quarter. Bay trying to get back to where they were just a few years ago, one of the better teams. They're in the suburban side, west side of Cleveland. Padua, they're losing to Bedford 16-6. That's in the third quarter. We'll be at Padua later in the year. Team of interest that we've been following for the past few seasons. Berea Mid-Park in Brecksville and Broadview Heights. Score is 20-14 in the second quarter. This game could go either way. That's a game we're going to have our eyes on for the rest of the night. Brunswick, they're beating Elyria 21-0. Exactly what the Blue Devils needed here in the second quarter, or just some points, and they're off to the races. Let's see if they can add a few more and get their season back on track. Amherst, they're on track as Amherst Steel's defeating North Olmsted 28-0 in the second quarter. Amherst Steel, could this be the team of destiny out in Amherst? They believe it is. North Olmsted struggling. It's been a tough go for them early in the season after falling in a close one just a week ago. In the last game we'll talk about, Olmsted Falls. They're battling against the Mustangs of Strongsville, 21-14 in the second quarter. Another game we're going to have our eyes on, is that's a close matchup in two teams of interest. One of those teams we'll see in the last week of the season. That is it for your Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. Don't go anywhere. We still have a half to play. It's 40-0 as Wadsworth is beating Medina. And also, at the end of the game, we'll be back for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Postgame Show as Brandon Soder and Brandon Marvel will be with you to talk shop at the end of the game. Again, I'm Dominic Clary, the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Rookie's Sports Bar and Grill, your one stop for all things food and fun, with a variety of cold drinks as well. They have fun and games, great people, great laughs, and great times. They feature the largest selection of dartboards and pool tables you'll find on the west side. From warm food to cold beer, they have you covered from start to finish. Check them out today at 6913 West 130th Street in Parma Heights. They are right in the heart of town. You'll walk away satisfied at Rookies as they hit a home run every time. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com.
Sergeant Clean Car Wash delivers the highest quality car wash and superior customer service in Northeast Ohio in the shortest amount of time possible. Their mission is to provide the highest quality car wash and superior customer service while serving as positive role models in their communities. You will not find a better car wash than Sergeant Clean.
The Robert Gates Legacy Foundation. This foundation aims to raise money to provide relief to organ transplant recipients. The cost of rejection medications are thousands of dollars per month, and they are needed to keep organ recipients alive. They also provide scholarships in Robert Gates' name and provide financial relief to living donors as they take time off of work for testing, workups, and surgeries, all to save someone's life by giving the gift of life. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. Pulp in North Olmsted and North Ridgeville. Tasty, healthy, and made fresh every single time. Pulp was created to be a better juice and smoothie bar. They've created smoothies, bowls, and juices to be the best tasting things you've ever tried. They focus on being truly healthy with their products and never compromise on quality. Their quick and friendly staff is passionate about making your visit to Pulp a great part of your day.
Let Katie Grasso take the hassle out of planning your next dream vacation. With CJ Vacations, they get you to the destination you want to be at with the price you can afford.
West Side Fleet. The West Side Fleet will be back in North Olmsted this summer at a brand new location in the south parking lot of the Great Northern Mall. Vendors and food trucks will be set up in the parking lot area. They'll have music, kids' games, and more in the grassy area. As always, it is rain or shine, and this is an outdoor event. Dates to visit are as follows: August 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and September 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. North Olmsted Sportsman's Club. They offer a little bit of everything that the true outdoor sportsman would enjoy. At NOSC, memberships are open to everyone from novice to master. For those just starting, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources sponsors several adult and junior programs open to the public at NOSC. Everything is provided free of charge, including equipment, ammo, and targets. Also, don't forget Ladies' Night. Find out more about one of North Olmsted's oldest and most prestigious clubs at nosc-online.com. Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Tech Corp LLC. Through a relentless commitment to quality and service, Tech Corp LLC has developed a reputation for delivering work that exceeds expectations. They have the knowledge and experience to handle projects of any size and scope. Tech Corp LLC specializes in commercial and industrial roofing and offers assessment management programs, inspections, infrared scanning, restoration, project management, and consulting. You can reach them today by phone at 888-588-5524. Scalpers Bar and Grill. Scalpers Bar and Grill does it like no one else around. Unlike other places that close as early as 9 p.m., at Scalpers they stay open till 2 a.m. all 7 days of the week. They have the best food you'll ever put in your mouth, as they're serving up everything from subs, burgers, wings, and apps to Philly cheesesteaks, ice-cold beer, and everything you would want to eat. Do the best thing possible and make a personal trip there at 5718 Mayfield Road in Lyndhurst.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandage, and Brock Sandage said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandage, and Brock Sandage said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandage gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work, and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Pull back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a one-win team and a no-win team, and baby, this crowd's into it. We're in there with the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end.
And welcome back, folks. Start of the second half of our Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Wadsworth has traveled in to take on Medina. So you can see Wadsworth will be taking the opening kickoff as they lead this one 40-0. Once this gets underway, running clock will be in effect. And there it goes. As that ball is up. Another nice deep kick, going to be caught at the 10. Wadsworth returner shifting to the middle, has some space. Met with some opposition, brought down just past the 30. Good return there. And a good start for the Wadsworth offense. Be interesting to see with this big of a lead if we see the same starting unit make its way out. Again, phenomenal job so far tonight. Gavin Madigan, Cooper Gray, the running back tandem. And then, of course, Calix Lemp, the receiver, listed as an athlete. And the sophomore quarterback, Bryson Hall, all excellent to get things going.
Looks like we have the starter group still out there, Brandon.
Starters are still in the game. So 1st and 10 now from the 32. Snapped. Handoff. Backs got it, dragged forward. And stopped for a very short gain. Call that 2nd and 9 now. Yeah, Medina, do not forget, 3 straight stops on the goal line to prevent Wadsworth from going up even more. Call that 4 in a row now. This line has been able to stuff the run. So hopefully they can continue to build off of that. 2nd and 9 now.
Maybe the starting unit had that bad taste in their mouth going into halftime with getting stopped. So coach said, go out there one more drive and put something on the board for us again.
Handoff again. This time a little bit more room to work, but only a short gain, and a flag flies in from the backfield. And that's holding on Wadsworth.
Guys were hitting each other on the ground again, Brandon.
You cannot do that. So again, Wadsworth offense continues to stutter a little bit after being unstoppable for the large majority of the first half. And it's going to be 2nd and 19 now for the Grizzlies. Hall ready. Man in motion. Sets. Handoff again. Some more momentum this time. Runs over a couple players. Brought down after a nice gain. Gavin Madigan. Finally some room to operate. Gets it close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Can only imagine just going to keep running the ball here, Brandon.
And again, it worked for most of that game, although what really helped was keeping Medina's defense off balance. They've been a little more effective when they know the run is coming. 3rd and 10, they are going to throw this time, looking deep down the far side. Receivers got it down, 1st down. That was Jack McNeil on the reception. McNeil playing both sides of the ball and handling kicking tonight. Picks up the 10 yards needed there for the first down. Now on their own 44-yard line. Snap, going to be a run again up the middle. Solid run, picks up about 6. Gavin Madigan. And I feel like unless they need to push it, like you said, they're just going to continue pushing the ball up the middle. Now it seems like they've opened things up a little bit for their running backs. 2nd and 4, clock continues to run. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Again, running clock. Handoff again, this time for the first down. Jumps and dives his way forward. Good effort there that time by Cooper Gray. Fresh set of downs for the Grizzlies.
Both these running backs just dive forward, man. They are so disciplined on how they run. There's times where it looks like they should be stopped for 3 or 4, and they end up getting to the line. Just so impressive.
First down now in Medina territory. Handoff again. Bust through the hole, brought down at the Medina 40. Gain of about 5 that time for Cooper Gray. Gray comes out. Madigan goes in. Medina, couple spots on defense tonight. Their defensive backs have come up good. Again, they goal line stand to end that one. Trying to get off the field here one more time. 2nd and 5, play action, throw deep. Has a man open, got it, touchdown. Play action, set up the one-on-one. Receiver beats his man. Jalen King with the touchdown reception, 46-0. Wadsworth over Medina.
And that was his first catch of the day as well, Brandon. So congrats to that young man getting his first catch of the day and his first touchdown of the day. Very impressive connection just on the one play he was able to run out there.
You're going to only have one catch. Make it count.
Exactly.
PAT now setting up. Ball down, kick up. It's high, and it is good. Still perfect tonight, aside from a blocked kick earlier tonight on the PAT. Clock continuing to go. We're going to stop as we change possession, but 6 minutes, 31 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Wadsworth 47, Medina nothing. Medina still looking to get some points up on the board. Couple times, looks like they've been able to get the ball going. They got it deep into the red zone at one point before a costly turnover. Looking to get some of that magic back. Give the team something to hang their hat on before the night's over. As we prepare to get into conference play.
You know, this part of the season, these first 3 weeks are the most fun with these non-conference games. I mean, in PA, we only had one because our regions were so big, and our regions are the equivalent of conferences. So we never got to play a lot of teams that weren't like teams we were competing for playoff spots. So it's fun to see these teams face off against each other. And, you know, teams that aren't too far away, you have all these supporters that showed up. So it's nice anytime you can see these non-conference games, and they get plenty of them here in Ohio.
That's going to go out of bounds on the kickoff. Despite this not being a conference matchup, again, possibility they will be next year with Medina joining the Suburban. 79th time in recorded history that these two teams have faced off. So they're very familiar with one another.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like in independent schools back in the day, and then they joined separate conferences. Honestly, Pitt and West Virginia, where they're independent, they play each other. They joined the Big East in the late 80s, early 90s. They face each other, rivalry. It continues its legacy. And, you know, they kind of break up after a while. And now they're back together playing each other every year. And this is what this reminds me of.
1st and 10 from the 35. Pass complete. The receiver near the sticks. Again, nowhere to go after the reception. Sidney Lloyd hauls that one in. Second and about 2 when we come back.
I think we may have seen the last of that starting unit for Wadsworth on offense. It's just a prediction. Usually when you see some coaches go down to the press box, it typically means the starters are coming out and they want to spend time with the players.
Yeah, I think what Marvel said makes sense. Just wanted to get that last drive washed away. Quick pass over to the far side. That'll be good for a first down for Medina.
And if it is their last time coming out on the field tonight, that's Wadsworth's starting unit on offense. I mean, there's not much that they did wrong, just aside from the one interception, which was a great play made by the Medina defensive back, and then getting stopped at the very end of the first half. Blocking was really good.
First and 10 from their own 45. Bloomquist's going to take off. Brought down just past the original line of scrimmage. Sorry to cut you off there, Marvel.
No worries. The running back tandem of Gavin Madigan. Of Gavin Madigan and Cooper Gray. Seemed like inevitable that they were going to touch the ball and pick up at least 5 yards for you. And if not, if they got hit at the line of scrimmage, they were still going to dive forward for at least 1 or 2 yards. There was very seldom where you saw them lose yardage at all.
Again, not a lot to nitpick there on the offensive side, or the defensive side for that matter. 2nd and 9 for the Battling Bees. Handoff this time, and that's going nowhere. Wadsworth ready for that. Maybe picks up half a yard.
You know, I had the privilege of playing with some running backs that dove forward. You know, in high school, I got to play with a young man named Chuck Carr. You know, he was a great running back for the school that I went to. Rest in peace to him. Passed away a few years ago, but he was a phenomenal running back. Dove forward, and usually when we dove forward, he brought at least 4 people with him. John Murray Jr. at Bald Wallace, the all-time leading rusher. He was phenomenal, always fell forward.
3rd and 9, deep shot up the middle, but overthrows his man by about 10 yards. Intended that time for Beckett Vogren.
But when you're an offensive lineman, it's almost encouraging to see your ball carriers to dive forward. Unless it's your quarterback, then, you know, get down. But, you know, your running backs, you want to see them dive forward, lower their shoulder, get another yard or two. I mean, it makes you want to fight for those guys, man. That's the thing you want to see. And these Wadsworth run blockers are phenomenal. From tight end to both tackles to both guards in the center. They do a good job washing down, getting to their assignment and alignment to do a great job with it. And the running backs carry the rest of the way.
Punting unit out now for Medina. That ball's up and away. Fielded at the 15. Turner now to the 25. Bounces outside. Hit hard just before he got to the 30-yard line. 3 minutes, 2 seconds now left in the third quarter. We are running out of time, and with the running clock, folks, you got to get those votes in. The Cement Mason Local 404 Union and the Mickey's players of the game, 1 on offense, 1 on defense. Let us know who you think is deserving of that, whether that be for Wadsworth, Medina, whoever. Make sure those count. We're going to count your guys' votes. We have votes of our own, obviously, here in the booth watching the game tonight, and then we will present those at the end in the post-game show, brought to you by Cement Masons Local 404 with myself and Brandon Marvel, while Dom Clary sprints onto the field to make sure our recipients get their rewards.
And you know what, Brandon? We're going to come up with that decision a little bit earlier today so I can get down there. Big Wadsworth crowd is going to be hard to maneuver around them, so might have to skip out of here a little early.
Let's move that up then. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Dom. We'll give you. Is that enough?
I think I can work with
that. All right. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I need to put the Crocs in sport mode. Get down there a little quicker.
Shoes today. See, after I criticized you,
you know,
for wearing your grandpa's shoes, which did you return those to him?
I did not. Those are actually my shoes.
They shouldn't be.
Those are actually my shoes. But
you look good, my friend.
Thank you.
What are some Jordans?
Some Jordan ones.
Last week and a different pair today. Might break out another pair next week. We'll see.
And you know, Brandon Soder,
good color.
Probably you have the best shoe collection out of all of us, I will say.
Easily.
Though those shoes right there, looks like you're getting ready for the first day of 8th grade.
Listen.
With the bright colors.
Listen, and player is okay there for Wadsworth makes his way off the field.
The only thing,
Jack McNeil.
I'm glad the young man's okay. As we're joking up here in the press box.
Listen, I know they're right.
Poorly timed by us or by me.
They're obnoxious. They're Tatum ones, pink lemonades. All right.
Pink lemonades?
Pink lemonades.
Is that what we're calling
yeah,
them?
Look, they got the detail on
I just remember those low top KD shoes that were really long and had that obnoxious KD logo on it. And I just remember 2014, every kid showed up in the KDs, and I showed up wearing whatever shoes my mom got me from JCPenney's.
Black Air Force Ones.
Oh, I wish. Love some
the
Black Air
Shaqs.
Force One energy.
1st and 10 now for the Grizzlies. Be a fake handoff, actually. Quarterback keeper. You get to check on the unit that's out there now for the Grizzlies. As it looks like we may have had some substitutions now. Looks like 27 now in there. Braden Sturpka at quarterback. Handoff again. Pick up another couple there for the Grizzlies. 31 that time. Noah Reese on the carry. As we had a completely new unit now out there for Wadsworth. 2 minutes now and counting in the third quarter. 3rd down and 3. Play action this time. Looks to throw it deep up the middle of the field and off his receiver's hands. My goodness, quarterback put it right on the money. Fortunately, just could not haul that one in. Jalen King, the intended receiver. And Braden Sturpka, first time throwing the ball. Young quarterback. Could have gone worse, but we're going to go for it on 4th down now. Pistol set. Handoff. The line pushes him forward, finds a hole. He's still up. Brought down just before getting into Medina territory. New set of downs now for the Grizzlies. As Reese comes out of the game now.
It's another running back for the Wadsworth Grizzlies that even after initial contact, he keeps pushing forward, getting those yards after contact, and in this instance, picking up the first down.
1st and 10, 47. Quarterback keeper again, cuts to the far side of the field. Little bit of space, knocked down. Just short of that first down marker. Keeper that time by Sturpka.
So I'm looking it up right now. There are no quarterbacks in NFL history to ever wear 27. And then when you think of famous quarterbacks to wear numbers in the 20s, you think of Doug Flutie, who wore 22, or the hefty lefty out of Kentucky. Rest in peace to his soul as well, who wore 2020 as well. Joey Aguilar is the only current college football player to wear a 27.
Another quarterback keeper. He is shifty and fast. He's going to get brought down after a short game, but that'll be enough for the first down. Sturpka, again, able to make it happen with his legs. Not that we didn't see Bryson Hall move, but it was like a very dynamic quarterback, the backup, sophomore, Sturpka. That'll do it, folks, for the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Wadsworth 40, Medina nothing. We'll be right back.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris.
And welcome back. 1st and 10 now. Wadsworth still moving the ball. And throw that time nearly complete again, in and out of the hands of the wide receiver there. Like Noah Reese, the intended target. Quarterback's been putting it on the money, but just not getting much help from the receivers as of now. Second down for the Grizzlies. Again, running clock situation. Quarterback rolls out, throws, complete that time. Gain of 5. Number 82 on the reception there. Colby Ostrovich. First completion tonight for Strepka.
It's so crucial for these young men to get these reps here today under the Friday night lights instead of Saturday mornings.
3rd and 3, tried for the quick pass. Didn't quite put that one on the money, so it'll be 4th down now for Wadsworth.
You know, my sophomore year, our team, kind of similar to Wadsworth, we're a very dominant team. The JV players got in so often that we actually qualified to get our letter. Every single member of the JV team.
Love to see that. 4th and short now. Grizzlies still out there. And in Medina territory. Skirpka trying to keep the drive going with the backup unit. Snap, handoff, pushed forward. Again, close, but that's enough. Offensive line coming through again for the Grizzlies. Anytime they've needed him on a big 3rd down between the running backs and that offensive line, they have delivered. Noah Reese on the carry. 1st and 10 from the 31, now under 10 minutes to go in this game. We're running out of time, folks. If you want to let us know who you think should earn the Cement Masons and Mickey's players of the game, go ahead and throw those in the YouTube comments. 5 minutes left is when we're going to call that off. Run to the strong side, bounces outside, just past the 30. Short gain there. It'll be 2nd and 7 when they reset. And even the backup unit for Wadsworth tonight, chewing this clock, staying out there. 2nd down, shotgun. Going to be another handoff to the outside. Little more room to work. Net right at the boundary, but knocked out of bounds that time. That was PJ Megas on the carry that time. The 4th running back we've seen get a touch. And a deep room tonight for Wadsworth, their running back unit. Taking their time, getting the play call in. 3rd and 5. Let's see if they can come up with yet another big push to convert. Ready for it. Handoff, going to go right up the middle, but grabbed early and not going to get there that time. Maybe picks up a yard. Be 4th and 4. The way this has been going, got to imagine the offense is going to stay out there. And they sure will. Pistol set. Need 4 to pick up the 1st down. And looked like he got a false start there. One of the offensive linemen here on the near side. Got a little too trigger happy. It'll now be 4th and 9. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go now. Make sure you stick around, folks, to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Postgame Show. Myself and Brandon Marvel as we'll recap all of the action for today. We'll let you know where the Keon Sports Game of the Week is heading next week. And then most importantly, we'll hand out our hardware. The Cement Masons and Mickey's players of the game will be announced. Just 2 more minutes to get those votes in, folks. Handoff now on 4th down. Has to pick up quite a bit and not going to get much past the line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. Medina will take back over.
So we have a hard decision, boys. Calix Lemp, 7 receptions, 104 yards, 1 TD. Let's go to the running back room here real quick. Gavin Madigan, 10 rushes, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns for the young man. And then number 26, Cooper Gray, 12 rushes, 109 yards, and 2 TDs. They couldn't be more similar.
We need more T-shirts, is what I'm hearing.
Huh?
We need more T-shirts.
Vince,
I feel bad.
Vince, Make the order.
Uh,
The true three-headed monster today, folks.
Again, so this is very close, guys. Your votes are going to matter here. Sometimes it's obvious, but y'all are going to have to let us know because there are a lot of deserving Wadsworth Grizzlies tonight, especially on the offensive side
And
of the ball.
defensive play. We had a few interceptions.
And ball goes over the head of the quarterback. Judah Carroll now in for Medina, the senior.
And we appreciate you folks getting active in the chat today. We appreciate it. This is the most comments I think we've had since Medina 2 years ago.
Absolutely love it. Again, always get a good crowd from these guys. That was, of course, Medina Olentangy. And that is blown up in the backfield by the Grizzlies. And they are hyped up. Again, the backup unit in there. Number 75 that time, blowing it up. William Wirt, the senior. Listed as an offensive lineman, getting some reps on the defensive side. Of course, I mentioned that Olentangy game featured 2 Penn State college quarterbacks. Or no, I'm sorry, Aller was gone by that point. That was Stoddard, who I believe is at Cincinnati. And Grunkmeyer, who is at Penn State. Handoff now to the strong side. Medina able to pick up a couple there. Number 15 on the carry, Colin Gonzalez, the junior. And folks, we are officially at our cutoff. Thank you for all your contributions for player of the game. Tob, whenever you feel like you need to head down, we can, I think we can handle it from here. We can fly the ship. Marvel's done a good job keeping the broadcast going tonight.
All right, folks, I'm gonna make my way down.
All right, thank you again, Dom.
All right, gentlemen.
Appreciate your service tonight. As we wrap things up now, 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Medina, 3rd down and 20. Snapped, low snap, the quarterback's got it. Looking, throwing deep, and had a receiver well covered. Not quite able to get there, intended for number 15, Colin Gonzalez. As he was locked in a battle with his DB. Now under 4 minutes to go as Dom makes his way out. And I was mentioning, again, Brandon Marvel, thank you again. Not only contributing from a color standpoint, but doing the camera work. Making sure our score bug stays updated. Making sure the ads are played. Bills are paid.
I do what I can.
Punt from the end zone, but it gets off. Bounces at the 35 and out of bounds right around there. That's where Grizzlies will take over. Good job getting that out of their own end zone.
And props to both sides here because obviously both secondary units, maybe third units are in there for Medina and Wadsworth here, but both of them are all still putting in that effort you love to see from kids that may not get an opportunity every Friday night or even on a Saturday morning, but they're coming out here now in a game like this, and they're still putting out 100% effort for their respective teams.
Yeah, you'd love to see it. Again, both big rosters for both sides. Everyone's still putting in the effort despite the lopsided score. And we saw for Wadsworth, again, the second string in there, they made a big play. Still celebrating their guys. They have not lost the enthusiasm. Handoff here to start the drive. No, the quarterback's going to keep it, as we've seen Sturpka do a few times now. Picks up 5. So we now approach 3 minutes. And they're still rushing up to the line. 2nd down. Low snap, but handled. Got to the running back. Makes his way up the strong side. Puts his head down. Pushes his way forward for maybe a yard. Powerful run there for the Grizzlies. Looks like Jude Holler that time on the carry. Or sorry, Noah Reeves. He is still in the game. 3rd and 3. Ball down, throw. Play action. Or sorry.
It was a run right up the middle.
Right middle, and then went to go fake the throw. That's a first down.
Like, that's why me and Dom are here. We're your spotters.
Yes. Again, I appreciate y'all. I don't know what I'd do without you. First down now. Another handoff. Initially stopped, but continues to bounce to the outside. He's again the ball carrier. That's 39, it looks like, now in the quarterback. Unfortunately, I don't have that on the roster. The 3rd quarterback in for the night. Another run up the middle. Wadsworth continuing to enforce their will, even with the backups in. Minute 30 now to go before we're wrapped up here. Again, folks, stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 postgame show with me and Marvel. We hand out our Mickey's and Cement Mason's players of the game. We'll let you know where the show's heading next week. If you don't want to wait, though, KeonSports.com. Go check us out. Or if you can't make it, or you want to go out and watch the game, folks, Rookies Bar and Grill in Parma Heights. Be streaming all of our games this year. Big shout out to Rookies. Incredible place if you have not been. Now under a minute. So we go to put the bow on this one. Wadsworth crowd, especially the student section, still feeling it. The run to the outside. Stuffed there. Maybe time for one more play for Wadsworth. Overall dominant performance today by the Grizzlies. Medina will have a lot to reflect on here. They are going to drop to 1-2. Wadsworth 3-0. About as good of a start to the season as they could have hoped for. And that's going to do it, folks. An all-around performance from Wadsworth as they take care of business tonight. They take down the hosting Medina Battling Bees 47-0. Stick around, folks, for the Cement Mason Local 404 postgame show coming up right after this.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
For my favorite pizza of sausage and pepperoni, or Brandon's favorite of olive and pineapple, let Angela's make the perfect pie for you. Visit them in person at 27095 Bagley Road, Olmsted Falls, or place your order online at angelinaspizza.com.
Earth Flora. EarthFlora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States.
The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family on moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart Rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuel Schools program and excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find your location near you.
Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing. Safe Staffing of Ohio. They offer temporary, temp to hire, and direct hire placements for job candidates and businesses across Ohio. Whether your company needs talented people or you're looking for employment in your field, their goal is to help you succeed. Their motto is helping people work, helping companies grow.
Vote Carbone for Strongsville this election season. You can email Jim Carbone at carboneforstrongsville@yahoo.com for information on how you can help. With Carbone, your vision is his mission.
Olmsted Smoke Shop. Olmsted Smoke Shop is your one-stop destination for all things smoke. Olmsted Smoke Shop is located at 24137 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted and provides the best value in town.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper up the middle.
Welcome back, folks. It's the Cement Mason Local 404 Union postgame show. I'm Brandon Soder. With me is Brandon Marvel. Dom Clary is down on the field making sure that our players of the game, which we will announce shortly, get their respective hardware, get their pictures taken and everything. Tonight, guys, from the very beginning, this was all Wadsworth. Medina struggled to move the ball right out of the gate. 4 turnovers early in the game as well, and just stifled the passing attack of Medina, which has been very potent in the past. They were completing their passes. It's just once the ball was caught, there was nowhere to go. So you can dink and dunk, but if you're not getting any yards after the reception, makes it very, very difficult. And again, Wadsworth keyed in on that, used a dominant running game, mixed in the pass to, again, just pour it on. 47-0, our final score. Wadsworth, they move to 3-0. They will travel to North Royalton next week. And then Medina, they are going to stay here. They will take on Shaker Heights. And then last thing before we get into the players of the game, folks, if you want to stick with the Keon Sports game of the week, first time this year, we're heading back to Brunswick. They will host Menor. Menor looking very sharp again this year, despite losing a lot of their talent. They will take on the Blue Devils, so looking forward to that one. But enough of that. Let's bring Brandon Marvel in here. We've got some awards to give out. And man, I don't remember the last time it was this close, and really want to give it to multiple guys. Unfortunately, we don't have the inventory to do that. But lots of players on Wadsworth worthy of it. So let's start with one that was a little more obvious. Let's go to the Mickey's player of the game on the defensive side, Marvel. Who do we got?
Yeah, so for our Mickey's defensive player of the game, we have Wadsworth linebacker Jacob Ernest. Early in the game, he had one of the interceptions for Wadsworth. He had the one that was returned for a touchdown and a pick six that continued to get the Wadsworth momentum rolling. And from then on out, it was just really nothing else Medina could do offensively. You had mentioned it. They completed passes, but then they were getting stops right away. They weren't going anywhere after the catch.
And now for the hard one. There were 3 players, honestly probably more, in an entire unit that we considered giving the Cement Mason Local 404 offensive player of the game to, but by the thinnest of margins, who's taking it home tonight?
Yeah, you mentioned it. This was a very tough decision, not only for the fans that were for commenting, but also for us in the booth. But eventually we came down to it. And our Cement Mason Local 404 offensive player of the game is running back Cooper Gray for Wadsworth, finishing the game off 12 carries, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the Grizzlies. I mean, they're, like you said, a whole offensive line unit we had thought about. You had your other wide receivers and your other running backs making plays. You had Calix Lemp and others making plays. So this was the ultimate decision that we decided to go with Cooper Gray.
Gavin Madigan had to shout him out as well. 2 touchdowns tonight. Really, the only difference was the yardage, and it wasn't by much.
Not at all.
Still nearly 100 yards there. We considered giving it to the entire offensive line. That was a dominant unit tonight. The cornerbacks on the defensive side for Wadsworth. Again, a complete game for them. Could not ask for a better start to the season. But that's going to do it for us here, folks. Appreciate you all sticking with us again for week 3. And crazy to think we're almost halfway through. Week 4 next week. Again, Mentor at Brunswick. But for Dom Clary, for Brandon Marvel, I'm Brandon Soder. Thank you again.